Okay, so hopefully I'm live this time and my internet connection's gonna hold up. I don't even think it was my internet connection, to be honest, because I have like 5 bars of Wi-Fi and I just did a quick bandwidth test, and I just think it's YouTube, to be honest. But anyways, guys, I'm back on, and I was talking about the Yugo Tokarevs, right, to start off with, and so you don't have to watch the other stream. This is the Yugo M57. Like your standard Tokarev, just a little bit different, right? So instead of having the 8-round capacity and the shorter grip frame here, this actually holds 9 rounds, and it gives you just that little bit of extra room to get a full pinky on there. Whereas like my, Russian and Romanian style and all the other block countries that are a little shorter, my pinky kind of ends up right here. So this isn't a bad thing. It really lets you get your hand there. But yeah, so we were talking about other communists, how they tend to like retain the magazine and it doesn't drop free because they're like worried about you losing them, right? So this one actually does drop free. Just falls right out. And what they use for their retention, if you will, is this nifty lanyard system, right? So the lanyard just clips onto this little loop on the bottom of the magazine. And I guess if you have like really small hands, you could fit your wrist through here, but I can't even get it like, yeah. I guess I'm like Trump, right? Like I don't have small hands, obviously. I can't even get my hand through there. But anyways, this lanyard's got a decent length to it. And I guess you could clip it onto your belt maybe. Let me see if that'd be enough room to shoot. I'm going to pretend it's on a belt here. Yeah. So I guess you could clip it on your belt or your gear. And this is going to retain the mag for you. So as you can see, I don't have this. I don't have this on my gun for a reason. I think it's kind of a little corny, but hey, this is an original accessory, so you got to have one of these, right? Yeah, look at these hands. He made a comment on my hands, like if my hands were small, maybe something else. Let me show you, there's no problem there. No problem whatsoever. Do you guys remember that debate? I loved it. Anyway, so now when this gun was used in military service, it did not have a safety on it, okay? This little stupid safety here is due to the Gun Control Act of '68, where there's a point system for importing foreign handguns. You guys can look it up, and if you're interested, I can do a stream on it later, but it's this stupid point system where you have to add like so many features to give the gun a sporting purpose, quote unquote. Because remember, guys, our lovely politicians don't think that we can have guns just to have them. They actually have to meet a sporting purpose before they can be imported. So to make this gun meet the sporting purposes, it has to have a safety. And you can see on the other side here where the pin goes all the way through. And it's just a stupid little thing that catches the hammer and just doesn't allow the hammer to go forward. So it's just completely locked up right now. Whatever, but we've kind of had to deal with these, right? Like, unless you got a gun that was imported before '68, you kind of have to deal with the safety. Until a recent import. So I've got another gun that's basically the same model. Another M57 here. But this is one of the new imports. So to get around the sporting purposes clause, instead of putting this safety and drilling a hole permanently through the frame, you'll notice this doesn't have that. Which is pretty cool, actually. So what they did is they did like, we'll just call it for argument's sake, the Glock style trigger, right? Like the little like safety within the trigger. And this actually allows it to have a safety for sporting purposes. It gives it a point on the stupid checklist. And yeah, I'm really happy with the importer that they were able to think of this. Because there's like, tens and tens and thousands of historical Tokarevs from different countries that were brought in. And they've all been kind of ruined, if you ask my opinion, by drilling this stupid, obnoxious hole through it. Like this. I mean, this is still a great gun. It's a great shooter. Shot this gun quite a bit. It's all good. It's just, I don't like that. I'm kind of a purist. I'd rather the gun look like it's supposed to. So these are the current imports, guys. And not to endorse the company, they don't send me anything, but they have these at Classic Firearms, okay? And they're only around like 219 bucks. In fact, I should have done the stream a little earlier because they had a sale that just went off 2 days ago, and these were 199. So 199, guys, that's basically a steal in my opinion. I'd grab you one. I really would. Grab 1 or 5 or 6 or whatever, because this isn't really a $200 gun. It's just going for 200 right now because there's a fairly large shipment that's arrived, right? But yeah, and I mean, this sucker right here is like brand new. If you look at this, like, I'm literally thinking unissued, to be honest. I mean, it's... Oh, and here's the other cool thing, too. This is another thing. So your traditional ones, like this PW Arms import, this has kind of been status quo for years. This billboard on the slide that shows all your, you know, legal markings you have to put on here, right? Now this one, you don't see that. So this gun literally looks like perfect, right? Except for this little trigger dingus. And then you have to go all the way down where they hide it. Like super discreetly. I don't even know if my camera's going to pick it up. Yeah, there we go. Right on the trigger guard. The bottom of the trigger guard. And like a really small font is where all your import markings are. So unless you're looking at the bottom of the trigger guard, this gun basically looks just like it would have in Yugoslavia, carried by a real troop. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, just to clear up this whole point system, right, with the safety and sporting purposes, that's just for importation reasons. It has nothing to do with a 922R. That's a completely separate topic, okay? And by the way, 922R doesn't even apply to handguns. That only applies to what they would call, quote unquote, like, you know, assault rifles or military rifles. I hate even using those terminologies, but this is just to get it across the border. So you could go in here, take this out. This kind of has a little spring and everything in here. Basically, the best way to do this, in my opinion, would either be to remove the spring, push this back in, and maybe put like a teeny, like, you know, couple little spot welds, grind them nice and flush again, re-blue it. That'd be one way. Another way that might even be a little easier would be for you guys just to go find another part. Maybe Gunbroker or Apex or Copes Distributing sometimes has that stuff. Robert RTG, maybe. You could go to one of those types of places on Numrich and find just a regular stock trigger. And then there you go. You'll have like 100% authentic. And again, unless you're looking at the bottom of that trigger guard, looks like a non-import. So just thought I'd give you guys kind of a little heads up on these. These are really, really nice guns. They're still available right now for 219 bucks. So, but that's kind of a little boring. Now I'm going to show you guys a little more interesting variant, right? Kind of looks like the same gun at first. I mean, it's same size, like literally exactly the same size, right? I'm not lining them up right, but they're dead on. Does anyone know what this might be? And I'll tell you right now, it's not a, does it say it right here? No, okay, I'm not showing you. This is not an M57. This is an M57. Notice how it has no safety. This other gun actually did come from the factory, from Zastava, with a safety on it, right? Let's check here. Nope, not in the Rinko 213. I do have one of those, and I want to do another Tokarev only video where I'll include that. But nope, it's not a Norinco. This is also a Yugo pistol. I don't know if you guys can see that roll mark. Let me try to. It's like as soon as it focuses, it stops focusing type of thing, right? Anyways, it says Zavody Kravina Zastava, Kragujevac, and then it says Jugoslavia. Speaking in an American accent, Jugoslavia. There's no Y there. It's J-U-G. Which is interesting because that's actually how they spell Yugoslavia, right? Is with a J. Which is pronounced Y. It's interesting. That's a whole nother topic. On some of these guns, they'll actually have some of the Yugoslavian guns. They'll have Yugoslavia with a Y. Other times they have it with a J. And there is actually a little story behind that. But J and NC, yep, this is a 9mm variant. And with it being a Yugo, this is really going to surprise you guys what the model number is. This is an M70A. So if you've been around the Yugo stuff for a while, like everything's an M70. It seems like there's several AK variants that are M70s. There's actually more than one pistol variant that are M70s. So yeah, this is a 9mm. So this gun came into service shortly after 1970. And it didn't completely replace the M57, but it was something just to kind of add to the forces, mainly actually for the Yugoslavian police, is who mainly use these. They also did some exporting too. But yeah, so we got the 9mm M70A. Other than that, it's just a standard Tokarev, really. Single action only. The big difference, though, is this gun does have a safety right here, slide mounted. This is from the factory, as issued. This wasn't added for sporting purpose, so there you go. And instead of blocking the hammer, it feels a little bit different. This actually kind of does something to the trigger linkage. But yeah, if we're going to show this to you guys, these aren't like extremely valuable, but I'd say they're a little bit rare. You don't see these too much at all, the M70A. Like you'll see probably like 100 of these M57s in this country for every one of the M70As. And you can see as times change too, you know, you've got, see, Yugoslavia is an interesting country, right, guys? You can look the history up. I don't have much time tonight, but there's like different regimes within Yugoslavia and like different versions of the country. So here, you know, the grips have the F, R, S, and J on them, with the famous Yugoslavian crest. Now, this is the same crest you'll find like on your Yugo M48 Mausers and all that, to a point. Sometimes, though, and it's really hard to see, especially with this kind of camera, you can see there's like little initials on the bottom here, and there's a certain number of flames. And actually, the number of flames in the logo does change over time. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, so then we go on fast forward to the early 70s, and you can see they've gone with a more modern logo. This is the CZ logo, right? And yes, it is called the CZ, believe it or not, guys. We're not talking about that hipster gun with the low bore axis. This has high bore axis and everything, but it's it's actually Zavodi Crvena, right? But when you switch it around, because in their country they use the words backwards, it actually becomes CZ. So yeah. Oh, let's check the chat here to see who's in here. I just wanted to get started to let a couple people see that I was on. Well, you guys have said a lot. Okay. We've got Warsaw here. Second tries a charm. Yeah, hopefully. Cave Dave, how's it going, man? JNNC, what's up? Zeke Shoots. He must be the new guy. Make sure you guys welcome him. Dang, look at those mittens. Yeah, like I said, my hands are... Can't even get it through the lanyard, guys. It sucks to have these kinds of problems when you can't even get it in. But hey, what can I say? John Browning. Yeah, there's a reason this looks like a 1911, right? There's definitely a reason for that. Who else was in here? I think that's about it, right? Now let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, it is painful to see these added safeties. Any Russians? Yeah, currently I have a post-war Russian, which has the different, well, these aren't a real good example because they're not a true variant, but it doesn't have the wider, it doesn't have the wider serrations. It has like the narrow ones that look like this. That's still pretty cool though. It's like in 1946, I want to say, Ajaf, 6 or 7. Let's see here. Trigger safety. Yeah, these trigger safeties are cool. I mean, I prefer this, right? Because you could like really easily disable it. Whereas the conventional style, And I have a Polish that I modified because they did this on all of them, right? Where you actually take this out and then you find a little steel rod that's exactly the diameter of this hole, weld it in there, smooth it all out, re-blue. It's a pain in the butt. Let's see here. Yeah, Jay, that's how you import, Mark. I agree, man. Like with modern technology and these little like laser engraving machines you can get nowadays, there's no reason an importer shouldn't be able to do this. I think every import from now on should be just like this, to be honest. This was imported by Arms America Inc. So the famous Arms of America we always talk about, they imported this batch, which is pretty cool. They're a pretty good company. I should talk about the 10mm toe craft. Dang. I don't think I'm cool enough to do that, guys. The Rinko 213. Yep, I already talked about that. I do have one of those, though. Those are cool guns. I've got the one in the 7.62x25. Those are nice. Zeke asks, where's my PBR? Hold on, guys. I got to give into the peer pressure. There's certain streams where people are, you know, handling a bunch of guns and drinking, which is, I guess, the new thing, right? So I had to do it too, guys. I got a cold one with me right now. So sit back, guys, and let's have a cold one together. Man, this is ice cold too. I'm trying to basically fit in with all the hipsters, guys. I'm drinking right now on the job. I think this is hipster approved, right? Whoa. Whew, this stuff's strong, guys. I'm going to be 2 sheets to the wind in no time. Trust me. Whew. All right, anyways, I got to pace myself. Okay, let's see here. Will these fire on a loaded chamber? You know what, guys? We're going to have to check that out in a minute. But before I have the confidence to test that, like I said, cheers. Time for another cold one. Whew. Once I'm done with this, buddy, I'm going to have the courage to try to fire this on a loaded chamber. Trust me. All right. Hold on, guys. I'm just making sure I got the oil properly in my beard. Okay. I mean, is this oil looking good tonight? Hold on, guys. Time for another cold one. This is what you call craft milk, okay? All right, let's see what you guys are saying here. Hey, Troll, welcome to the party. Make sure you grab yourself a cold one. Puke and rally. We got guns. All right, you guys ready to do this tonight? Okay, anyways, guys. Okay, what are we talking about here? Morons are worse than hipsters. Moron, hipster, and I repeat myself. All I can say about that. Yeah, I'm getting buck wild, guys. I'm all lit up again. All right, anyways, back to this. We can talk about guns still. Trust me, guys. No matter how much I drank, I can still handle these guns. I mean, I can handle it. With hands like this, I can handle it, okay? Double fisting. How about this, guys? Let's double fist tonight. Hold on. Double fisting guns. Pew, 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 pew. Okay, hold on. Let's double fist some guns. And if you guys even thought, that I wasn't the real deal hipster, suckers. Man. Whew. A hot one and a cold one, boys. It's all good though. Don't worry, guys. I'm a trained professional. The fact that I have my own channel means I'm highly qualified to do all this. Just so you guys know, I can drink Big B coffee in one hand and almond breeze in the other. Now you shouldn't do this. Trust me. You and you and you and you. No, 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 no. Me? Trust me on this, guys. I'm not even feeling it yet. I drink so much of this. You guys think I can feel this yet? All right. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Used to drink coconut water. If I'm under the influence of alcohol, it's not safe. Oh, come on now. This here says 30 proof, Warsaw. Read this. 30 proof. Isn't that what that says? There ain't much alcohol in this. It's all good. Okay, anyway, so the Yugoslavians went from the 7.62 Tokarev, the M57. Then they evolved to this neat guy here, the M70A, right? But they weren't quite done yet. So let me move back over here and grab the next thing they came out with. And here's the thing, guys. I want to clear up something else too that I've been seeing lately. People get on here and they pull their handgun out and they're like, "Yeah, you know, I got this M57, I got this Tokarev, and I got me a nice warm one here." But come on, guys, do you know how lame that is to be drinking during your live stream and holding like one gun up to show people? So the next one, guys, is called the M88A, okay? And I'm not even gonna fall for that, holding one gun up with a nice, you know, coffee in the other hand. 4 of them. I mean, you know, with this almond milk I'm drinking, I can handle this, guys. Like, does it look like I can handle this? I mean, come on. Anyways, so these next ones are pretty cool, right? This, let me get these in the right order here. What is this? Does anyone know what this is? So this is a 9mm Tokarev, and Brester just got it, the M88. Specifically in this case, the M88A. So basically, like I said, they went from the 7.62 by 25 to the 9mm large frame, and then they kind of decided to shrink it down to like a commander size, if you will. And these are pretty neat too. It's kind of got the little magazine catch for your finger to get there. Still pretty comfortable, right? The little pinky extension. If you notice, it's in the form of like a gold medallion now, but they've still got the more modern CZ. This is like before communism fell, but it had changed forms quite a bit over there. And this has got the original wood grips, which is how they started off making them. And this gun came out in 1988. That's why it's called the M88A. Other than that, same action as a regular Tokarev. By the way, guys, I don't handle loaded guns at all on these streams, but whatever. Yeah, so this is the same thing. Tokarev design, single action only. Slide mounted safety, just like that M70A I was showing you. Disables the trigger in the same way. There you go, single action. So these are pretty cool. These are what I call like a mini Tokarev, right? Here's another example of the same gun with the wood grips. Now you can see this one's had a lot more wear, been carried a lot more. The finish is still pretty good, but you can just see, like, you know, from the oils how much darker the wood's gotten over time. It's got a little more wear on the metal parts too. But yeah, these are the same model gun. This one also, I'm trying to find room here on my desk, because I literally did bring 4 of these. I don't know why. Well, I guess they're all a little different. Here's another M88A, and this is with the Zastava polymer grips. This is still a military or police surplus gun. This is not a modern production for export to the U.S. You can see again here, it's got the same you know, ZC, but it's actually CZ. Still chambered in 9mm. Basically, the only difference here is you've got these polymer grips that say Zastava on them. And the last one I'll show you guys is something that was, you know, sold for export to the U.S. basically, and other countries, I assume. And they brought these in a few years ago. And this is a modern production M88A. Now, if you'll notice, the big difference here is the roll marks. You notice the roll marks are completely different on the top. This just has the M88 laser etched caliber 9mm. It says Zastava Serbia on here now, because this is a recent gun after Yugoslavia had fallen. This one still has the I'll just say it, Yugoslavia with the J, right? But yeah, Century imported these for a couple years. You might still be able to find these, but they've kind of dried up off the market. These were just basically kind of came and went. I want to say these came in maybe like 2013 or so. I'm looking here. This one was made in 13. These came in probably 2013 and maybe hung around for a year. No more than 2 years. But yeah, it's basically the identical gun. I mean, I'm trying to see if there's any little differences here. Not really. I mean, pretty much to the T, the same gun. Just a few little differences. The roll mark's obviously different for the, you know, United States use. It's got the Serbia on here. So technically, legally, a different country, right? Even though it's the same factory. This one has the stupid S and F, like we always complain about on our AKs. For some reason, everybody feels they have to put S and F on a U.S. gun. Where to me, these military and police versions, I think that's just fine. Like, we know that red means danger, right? I mean, you can't see the red, you're not going to be able to fire it. But yeah, so here's 4 different examples of the M88A. And back to that whole CZ thing I'm talking about. I should have brought it here, guys, because I have one at home. I just didn't quite think about it till just now, to be honest. So after this gun remained in service all the way up until the late 90s, where the CZ99 came in. And that's actually the name of the gun, CZ99. That was the double stack Yugoslavian variant. I can bring that out another time if you guys are interested in that. But yeah. Oh, let's see here. Zeke Shoot said that's a classy looking one. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys like? They're all the same gun, really. But do you guys like the wood grip? The military polymer grip? Or the for export to the United States modern production? You can see the polymer grips are a little different, right? I mean, not a ton different, really just this. But yeah. Yeah, the Tokarev was inspired off of John Browning's design, by the way. Mr. FNH, how's it going, man? Brastard, I already answered your question, but happy to see you here too. Let's see here. You were pumpkin carving? Just got your Halloween pumpkin carved. Looks like the pumpkin from the new 18-foot Halloween movie. It's pretty badass. Oh, 18, I'm sorry, 2018 Halloween movie. I haven't seen that one. I'm curious if the trigger pulls are all the same on these. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that one was about the same. Now this one's really heavy for some reason. Can't quite say I like the pull on that one too much. And this one's pretty heavy too. And that's how these mill serp guns go, guys. You could have 4 of them right here, same factory, and all of them are going to have a little bit different trigger pulls. Let's see here. Have I ever watched the import mark presentation by Ian McCall on Basics because cops get confused? No, I haven't seen that one. I know it's a bunch of bureaucracy, really. And I know it stems from the 68 GCA, because before that, import marks were not required and not even seen. So we started off with like the full-size 7.62 by 25 Tokarev, right? And then I transitioned into the full-size 9mm, which is the M70A. And then these I'd call like the mini Tokarev, the M88A, like commander size. Well, there's actually one more. Let me see here. Did the Soviets influence the Yugo military to make the Tokarevs? Basically, yeah. It's kind of like what they did with the AKs, though, where the parts don't cross over. They're not compatible. It's kind of the same equivalency of that. They went along with the flow and said, okay, we'll make the round. But as you can see, as time went on, the Soviets started losing influence, right? Like Yugoslavia went over to 9mm much before Russia per se did. So Yugoslavia is kind of an interesting company. It wasn't, or country rather. They like kind of went with the flow, but they were kind of like with the Czechs. They kind of always did their own little thing, a little bit different. Maybe not as different as the Czechs, but along those lines. But yeah, obviously, since they were using the 7.62 by 25, that would show some pretty strong influence. Who's Nut and Dancy? Got a notification from Nut and Dancy. Yeah, JNNC. Tito never went along with the Soviets. Yeah, he didn't go along, but he played along enough, if you know what I'm saying. I think that's a good way to describe it. Didn't quite go along, but played along a little bit. He wanted his own, basically, breed of communism, but it's complicated, though. But this isn't it, guys. They didn't stop with this, just so you know. There's another one, too, that I'm going to grab. So Tokarev, mini Tokarev, and now we're going to have what's called, what I would call a micro Tokarev, right? Now, this puppy's pretty sweet. Brand new. This is a brand new unissued setup here. I got this from Our Guns, by the way, and I believe they still have these. So we got the brand new holster there. And look at this little cute guy. Still a Tokarev, right? But it's pretty small. Anyone familiar with what this little guy is? Okay, I'll keep it this way so you can't see the model number. Well, this gun's pretty stiff. It's literally brand new. I've never fired it. Nope, it's not the EZ9. I'm familiar with that, but this is not that one. And Our Guns was the ones that sold it, and they're the importer too. And they did a pretty good import, Mark. I mean, right there. This trigger guard, the way it's shaped, I don't know if they could have quite done like they could on the full size. It's a little bit small. But yeah, this is an acceptable, you know, import mark. Not quite as cool as the other one, but it's all right. And if you notice, this is made also in Yugoslavia. So this is before, this is actually a Yugoslavian military gun. And it's called the Model 70. Now this is how goofy this gets. That full-size 9mm is the M70A, and this is the M70. And this is not chambered in 9mm at all. Let me see if you guys can see that. Chambered in 7.65mm Browning, right? Which we would call 32 ACP. So this gun's chambered in 32. And I was kind of trying to head somewhere with this the whole time. Remember how the other one like said like Zavodi, Kravina, but then they switched it up, and now we've got Kravina Zastava, right? And that's where it ended up evolving into this CZ99. So when people are talking about a CZ, it's not always a CZ, a Czechoslovakian. CZs in their own right are oftentimes Yugoslavian guns too. But yep, Zeke Shoots got it. This is a 32. And it's cute as a button, isn't it? Let me go grab one of those M88s again, just for comparison. I mean, it's like half the size of the M88A. Look at that. Significantly shorter. It's hard to do this on the camera, guys. I'm sorry. There we go. Yeah. And this package is sweet, guys, from our guns. I mean, I'm telling you what, it's literally brand new. Like this leather feels like you just bought it today. It's still really supple, no cracks. It's not brittle and hard like a lot of them are. I can't really read this writing too much, but it's got some pretty clear typing in there. I just don't understand the language, right? And it comes as a complete package. So you get basically a brand new unissued gun, 2 brand new magazines, .765 millimeter. That's how the rest of the world identifies what we call 32 ACP. Same round. And then with the holster, you get the second mag in its pouch there. So yeah, it's a pretty complete kit for, and then also I don't want to miss the little details. It's kind of stuck in there, but cleaning rod too. So yeah, these were available. I don't know, last time I checked was maybe a week ago. These were still available. Let me check right now for you guys real quick. I think this little guy's a bargain in the barn. You know, these were really rare for the longest time, like really rare. There's been a few imports. Classic has some right now, but for this one, I wouldn't go to Classic. I'd go directly to the importer themselves and buy these. It's kind of rare to get to buy from an importer, but when it comes to our guns and Arms of America, those guys are importers and retailers. So you can take your chances with the classic ones, but our guns website is ourguns.net, not .com. Let's see if they have these here. Yeah, I'm gonna click on it to make sure it's still in stock. It also comes, by the way, I forgot to bring it. It comes with a little bore brush too, and they're still in stock. $275. And right in the title it says Zastava M70 pistol, 7.65 32 ACP, unissued, new old stock with extra magazine, holster, and brush. So there you go. And yeah, this is new old stock, literally brand new, 100%. $275 for the whole package. And you'll notice with this one, they kind of changed it up a little bit again with the safety. The safety is actually right here, which is okay. I find it actually pretty easy to use. Just a little flick there. And then I guess as you're bringing your thumb forward, swipe it down. It works. Haven't shot this gun, guys, but I already know it's got enough weight to it. This is a solid, you know, forged and machine part. It's not going to kick at all. 32 is a pretty weak recoiling gun, and I just know this thing's going to be a pleasure to shoot. Even if I grab nice and high on the slide here, I'm not even close to getting any kind of slide bite. Hammer bite, if I grip that high, maybe a little bit, maybe. But if I even come down just a little bit under the beaver tail, it's all good. So for how small this gun is, this actually has quite the generous, you know, beaver tail on the back. I take it over like an old US GI 1911 for shooting purposes. Obviously not for collecting. I'd way rather have a USGI, but I think this would probably be a lot more fun to shoot. But then again, that's with my hands. If you have small hands, well, then I don't know what to tell you. I guess you'd have to grab it like this, right? Anyways, guys, just sitting here, wanted to show you a few Yugo guns and have a cold one. This is like so cool. Can you guys hear this? There's like a huge ice cube chunk in here. Like half of this thing's ice. Sure takes the edge off though, doesn't it? Almond breeze and guns, boys. Anyways, let's see what you guys are saying here. Grand Theft Auto. No, well, not that one. I remember like the first one then back in the 90s or whatever. I'm sorry, I don't know Grand Theft Auto. I don't really play games. Okay, Brester wants a Chinese or Pakistani high capacity. I do have one of the Pakistani ones. If you guys are into Tokarevs, I can bring a bunch of them out next time. I have quite a few different versions, including a Pakistani, which not many people know about those. So that's kind of cool about that. Chinese, I've got a couple versions of those too. Uh-oh. Albert joined us and he's slurping a bowl of soup. Ooh, is that allowed? I don't know if we can drink soup on this stream. Jay, there's pack tokes in the US. Yeah, but not very many, to be honest. I haven't really seen too many of them. I mean, this is nothing I'm bragging about. I didn't pay that much for mine, but mine's the only one I've seen, okay? Maybe I should do a YouTube video on it. I don't remember seeing any YouTube videos at all about the Pakistani Tokarevs. But yep, I've got one. It's made by Badar or Badar and Sons, Badar. So yeah, those are pretty cool. The Pakistani Tokarevs are definitely up there. Kind of a little rare, interesting variant, right? Dave's joined us. How's it going, man? Glad to see you in here. Let's see here. No, the Pakistani is not from a Khyber shop. It's from a regular manufacturer. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Badar and Sons or Badar and Sons, right? So yeah, someone said they wanted to see an AK. How about this one? Do you want to see this one again, or are you bored of it? This is the good old Yugo M64. And this kind of reminds me of like a Khyber Pass gun, doesn't it, in a way? It just kind of has that look to it. Like, definitely has some honest use, right? And of course, like I was saying earlier with the Tokarevs, like the Yugos always had to do something different. So in this case, we've got the grenade sights and the gas shut off, right? Which is kind of unique. You don't see that on the other variants. Of course, the handguards aren't going to fit any other AK variant, really, to be honest, besides out of the realm of the Yugos. And, you know, it's a milled receiver, but being an M64, it's definitely not a Type 1. That's obvious. But it's not really a Type 2 either. And it's definitely not a Type 3. Like this whole like recess here, the way the receiver's shaped, even down through here, it's just a little different than all the rest. And then of course, what makes this one completely different, and this is like pretty much, with the exception of the PSL, it kind of has its own thing. But in the world of the actual AKs, this has got the bolt hold open. So for all of you that didn't see the live stream where I talked more about this, I'll show you real quick how it works. So typically with a Yugo mag, you have like the famous bolt hold open mags, right? Where the follower has like a steep 90-degree shelf on the back, and that stops the bolt in place. holds it open. You can inspect, show clear. But then as soon as you release the mag, it's going to slam forward, right? Because it's nothing more than the fowler holding it. Now with this, it uses a separate type of mag, a specific M64 mag. And last round fired, it holds open, right? But then when you remove the mag on this guy, it stays open. And that's actually the way this gun was designed and intended to run, right? Let me see if I can get the right camera angle. There's a little piece in there, right here, where my finger's at. That actually catches inside of the mag, and there's like a leaf spring that runs parallel with the receiver, and it's under spring tension where it holds it in place, and then as soon as you let go, it's still holding the bolt. There's spring tension holding the bolt back as soon as the magazine, you know, is removed. Now, the only thing with these is they're not going to take regular magazines. You have to have a specific M64 mag, or you'd have to modify your existing mags. So if you notice, this has a little channel cut in the side, right? And that allows, as the follower goes down, oh, hit myself in the head, guys. That little prong that I showed you that's, you know, under spring tension just goes right in there. Yep. So yeah, this is a pretty cool variant. This is why I like the Yugo stuff so much. Not because it's like holy grail stuff, but just because it's interesting, okay? It's just different than everyone else. Now this particular one is actually pretty rare, to be honest, but if you want to get into the Yugo AK guys, or especially the Tokarevs, they're actually one of the cheaper ones to get into. Now, for those of you that didn't see my original video, this is basically pretty close to as legit as you can. This is the original receiver that was once a machine gun, but then it was cut up into pieces by ATF standards. It became no longer a gun at all anymore, right? So once it's no longer a gun, it gets rid of that whole once a machine gun, always a machine gun rule. It was a paperweight at that point when it was cut out, right? And then Tim at Two Rivers Arms went through and meticulously and carefully re-welded these cut receiver sections. It was in 3 pieces at one time, welded it back together into what's now considered to be a new, you know, USA-made receiver since it was welded here. But kind of back to what we were talking about earlier with these Tokarevs, you'll recognize that same logo, the C and the Z in the little circle there. And then this one says Zastava, Craig, how do you pronounce that again? Kragujevac. But then this time around, they decide to say Yugoslavia with a Y. They actually spell it properly, right? Which is just so random, guys. I can't even make sense of this. So now we've got this other Zastava sitting right here next to it. Same CZ logo. Literally same one, right? This is hard to do. Everything on camera is like 10 times harder to do. You guys probably know that. So same CZ logo, right? But in this case, they decide to spell Yugoslavia with a Y. But here, they spell it with a J, Yugoslavia. So, not being an expert, I don't want to try to go into that too much. But I know there's something to it. Like, at different points in time when there was certain types of government set up, they kind of switched up their identity a little bit. Like a lot of these modern people now where they don't know what to identify as, right? Like, what bathroom are you going in? I don't know. I'll tell you guys a true story, actually. This is kind of funny. So I was at a Speedway gas station. They're a big gas station up here in Michigan. And I pulled in real quick. I had to go pee so freaking bad. So I walk up. Men's room's locked. It's like one of these one-person bathrooms, right? Well, it's locked again. I'm like, really? So I see like 3 chicks come and go from the girls' room. So I finally walk over there. I'm like, what's up with the bathroom? And they're like, oh, we just have it locked because of service. I'm like, oh, so you didn't put a sign on it? Thanks. So I stand in line at the women's room. I just got to piss. This is like a one-person's room, right? So this lady waiting there, and I'm kind of standing behind her, and she's giving me like these awkward looks, you know, and I'm like, oh, I'm waiting in line. I'm going to have to use the ladies' room. And she's like, you can't. And I'm like, well, by myself, of course. And then she kind of gives me this look, and I'm like, well, how about this? I said, in today's day and age, does it matter? What if I identify as a woman right now? And she's like, well, what if you do? And I'm like, well, I do. And then with a perfectly straight face, she looks at me and she says, but you're not even wearing a wig. If you were wearing a wig, that would be fine. But since you're not wearing a wig, I don't know how you could identify as a woman. And I'm being sarcastic, of course, but giving her a straight face. And I'm looking at her like, what? Like, I'm a woman. Can't you tell? Like, I identify. I need to use this bathroom because I'm like ready to pee in my pants. She goes and gets the cashier, and the cashier comes over and she goes, sir, we're sorry, but the men's room's closed. And I'm like, well, yeah, but that's not a problem because I identify as a woman at the moment. And she says, well, you can't just do that. And I said, what do you mean I can't? You know, I've got my civil rights. And I said something about ask Al Sharpton or something, right? So she looks at me, and I don't know if they collaborated their stories or if this is just how stupid people are getting. She looks at me and says, well, you're not even wearing a wig, sir. I would think you'd at least have to wear a wig. And I just went like this, and I'm like, oh. So I'm like, I'm going to go pee outside in the parking lot in a bottle. I go to crack my door, and I look around. I don't even have to turn halfway around. And there's a county sheriff pumping gas at the gas pump next to me. So here's the moral of the story, guys. On CNN and all these types of places, supposedly anyone can identify as anything and everyone can do everything, right? Now, me in real life, I'm out here in a rural town in Michigan, out in the country, basically, stopping by to take a pee, and they're all just looking at me like, you're insane, dude. Like, you can't just say you're a woman. Like, who's even heard of that? So it was actually kind of cool, right? But yeah, and then later on, I told the worker, I'm like, I was just messing with you, by the way. I'll just drive somewhere else. But it was just kind of funny. In real life, though, no, they wouldn't let me do it. It's just like on CNN where you can do all that kind of stuff. But anyways, yeah, the old M64. This is kind of, I haven't had this gun too long, but it's kind of become one of my favorites, right? I really like it. And what's really rare about it, too, guys, is it has the metal ferrule on the pistol grip, whereas like almost all the other Yugo AKs are all plastic. So there you go with the Yugos again, always switching something up, right? Okay, hold on, guys. I gotta take another sip here. Does anyone else drink this, by the way? Okay, let's see here what I missed. Warsaw Patriot. Yes, I do have that Polish Yugoslav movie. And I'm going to do a video on it really soon, actually. Dave, thanks for the compliment, man. I like this AK-2 quite a bit. I haven't had it too awfully long, but yeah, it's one of my favorites already. And if you haven't watched the channel too long, I'm into AKs like big time. So if you like AKs, there's plenty more of those out there on this channel anyways. Ooh, too much almond milk, Zeke said. Well, how do I know when there's too much? How do I know how to pace myself? Why would I pace myself? He has to chew to get it down. Albert says, should have said I'll squat to pee, biatch. Yeah. Peeing in a Gatorade bottle. Yeah, man, I've been a contractor for a long time. I've done all that stuff. I just thought it was kind of funny, right? Because you watch it on TV, and there's always like this, snowflake, queer bait looking dude on there being like, now today I identify as a woman. And then you got like Anderson Cooper just looking at him going, and they're all like worshipped, right? And then I literally try it once, like being sarcastic, but yet trying to act serious, and they basically boo me right out of the place. It was great. Warsaw Patriot says CNN Glock shooter. CNN means Communist National News Media. Yeah, or it could mean the Clinton News Network too. Don't forget that. Dave, how did you learn so much about the Yugo guns? I don't know, man, if I really know that much, but I've just been into them for a long time. I've been into all these guns forever. Kind of really, kept to myself and didn't do too much on YouTube till recently, but I've been in the shadows with all these guns for a long time. Oh, here's some more Yugo stuff too, guys. Don't forget about this. This is from a parts kit. And I just think this kind of stuff looks cool. So right now, the rest of the parts kit's like in the back room here. And I just got this sitting above my computer monitor just as like a hood ornament. But yeah, this is a let's see here if we can get, I'm trying to get the roll mark to focus a little bit here. Hopefully you guys can see that. So let's see what version this has on here. So this has the Zastava Kragujevac Yugoslavia. Again, the same CZ though. Not the old school one with the F, the R, and the S, and the J, like the M57, right? But this has got, I guess you call them more modern, where it's the C and the Z inside the circle. And I would actually argue that this is probably like, I don't know, these guns are probably just as much CZ as the actual CZs are. That's a whole nother debate if anyone wants to have it with me. But yeah, 1983, this is the M72B1, which that would denote that it has a fixed stock, right? Being the B1. Let's see here what you guys are saying. Oh, Mateo finally joined in. Jeez. Yep, I'm just kicking back here having a cold one, Mateo. All right, let's see what's going on. Somebody said something here. Hold on. You start losing color perception. Is that from this? Let's see here. Troll 22 on. Yep, this is the RPK. Yep. Well, kind of an RPK. Like it's the Yugoslavian version of an RPK, but yet again, like everything else, they do a little different. Yeah, these are cool. They've got the windage adjustment sights on them, right? Okay, let's see here. Cave Dave, I identify as an old guy. I paid my dues and I don't give an F. That's funny. Let's see here. Oh, Troll says maybe time for an intervention. Are you telling me I need to bring more Yugo Tokarevs out? This box I have here only holds 8, guys. But if it's time for an intervention and I need more Yugo Tokarevs, I can do that next time. There's more, trust me. I just brought these just as like a just to give you guys a small sample of the different types. But there's actually a decent amount more of these. And I'm being serious, guys. I'm trying to have your back. Everyone should have at least one of these. First of all, they're great shooters. Awesome round. 7.62 by 25. Like it's just a badass gun. But even if you don't really care about shooting it too much, if you buy a mint version of this and let it just sit there in the box, you're not going to lose money. I don't know how you could. Not considering they're $219 right now. And they're not going to make any more. And if they do make modern production ones, they're not going to be the same. That's why I showed you guys the different versions of the M88As. And these are available right now too, guys. These are cheap. Any domestic ammo. So generally there's 2 companies that you can get that make modern production ammo. And that'd be like the Cellular and Balat and the PPU. They both make a 7.62 by 25. There's some hot deals right now though on some surplus stuff that I've seen recently. SG Ammo. Sam Gabbard just got some in. They've got some Romanian. Who else? Yugoslavian, actually. I need to pick some of that up. That'd be kind of cool to use the authentic Yugo ammo in these. But yeah, there's Yugo ammo available right now. And what was the third one? There's 3 different foreign imports of Tokarev ammo available as we speak. Yes, the glory days are done. Back, 15, 20 years ago, you could get 1,000 rounds of Tokarev ammo for like 50, 60 bucks. But it wasn't even 1,000 rounds. I'm sorry. It was a big case. It was like, I want to say like 2,000, 160 rounds. Actually, it was way more than 1,000. And you like got all of that for 60 bucks. Warsaw, I hate it when guns were torch cut. I do too. And not to mention just the guns, but the barrels. I mean, look at this torch cut barrel, guys. Up until, let's see here, maybe 8 years ago, you could still have the original barrels on these. But now we even have to torch cut the barrels, which that sucks because, you know, that adds a couple $100 to the price of the kit when you go to build it. And probably the modern production aren't going to be quite as good either. So, yeah. Oh, my door just came open. That was from the air pressure changing. I don't think there's anyone in here. And if they are, they're screwed because I can put like 8 Tokarevs at them right now. Yeah, the Czech stuff. Yep. Okay, the Czech Tokarev ammo that's on the stripper clips. Yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. I need to get some of that. Oh, Albert's got one. Which version is yours? Is yours the M70A? You know, the full size that looks like this? Or is it the micro? Or is it the medium? Because unfortunately with the Tokarevs, just to say like M70 isn't enough, and yeah, it gets complicated. They like to call almost everything M70. I mean, you've got the M70 NPAP, the M70 OPAP, the M70 AB, the M70 AB2, some bastardized version that they used to sell called the AB2T. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. Oh, I'd hate to have the Jewish Mafia come snatch me on live stream. Dang. Yeah, that is weird. I hope it was that door behind me that opened, because that's actually just the bathroom door in the shop here. That is kind of crazy, though. I got someone in the comments telling me, like, dude, your door just opened. That's kind of weird. Cave Dave has a couple of saw cut Yugo receivers that you plan to re-weld. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Who's selling the Tokes? Well, this mini one, I would recommend the R Guns import because they're literally brand new as advertised. Classic's selling these right now. I picked up a number of these from Cope's Distributing when they had them. Picked up a few more of these from Arms of America never actually sold these. Who else did I get a couple more from? And then as a last resort, I've been buying some from Classic lately. I don't want to knock them right now, but I'm not the biggest fan of that site necessarily, guys. It's just they do have them. Brastard has the lowly TTC. Oh, the Romanian or the Russian? Or, let's see, the Polish. Yeah, AIM Surplus has had these too, by the way, guys. I don't know if they do at the moment, but yeah, they've had these come and go. These guns have kind of come and gone. I'm not saying that you're going to buy this today and double your money tomorrow. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying these are only going to go up as time goes on. And for $200, what are you going to get? Like a High Point? And not knocking High Point, but really, you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, 7625 is like the main caliber for these. And then 9mm would be like, I would call that definitely a variant, right? Let's see here. Yeah, they get the other caliber. Yep, I got that already. Okay. Bradford has the Romanian. Yeah, those are cool. I got a couple of those too. I like those from the Cougar factory. I think mine are both like 1953s. It seems like the Romanian Tokarevs are always like 52, 53, or 54, but usually 53. Let me know if you guys have noticed that too. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, Warsaw earlier said alcohol, tobacco, and F-ups for the ATF. I agree. They do so much worthless stuff. Worthless stuff. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. The Chinese 213 made in 1959. I thought 213 was like the Noriko designation that they gave it for the imports. Albert, does it have a triangle 66 like that JRA AK that we did the videos on? Yeah, Braster, Euromania is in 1953. Am I psychic or what, guys? Or maybe I have too many Tokrovs? I don't know. So Albert's has M70A on it. So that would be the full-size one, where this little baby one's just the Model 70. It gets bad, guys. You might have a Tokarev problem or a Milcert problem, where you can literally sit there and like not only know like what countries made them and who sold them, but then like what years people are most likely to have. It's kind of funny. But yeah, the Chinese Tokarevs, you can actually get it. They're still worth some money, but they're decently common, like on Gunbroker, true vet bringbacks. Now, without the paperwork, they lose a lot of their value. A paperwork one is worth a ton, but even ones without the paperwork are still worth a little bit, because the China provided a lot of those to the Viet Cong, right? NVA. So those popped up in Vietnam quite a bit. And yeah, you can get those still. They're pretty cool pieces of history, in my opinion. Yeah, with the circle with the Z in it. I think the 9mm usually always have the circle Z. Morris was asking me if I know how the Yugoslav military used the STG-44. I don't know to the extent of how, to be honest with you. I know they did end up with German guns, like a lot of them, and then even made like clones, if you will, or their own little renditions of them. A lot of times off of captured tooling too. I know the MP40s, they had the K98s that were kind of like, there's some of them that are like half German and half Yugo, where they've got like the Mod 98 still written on the side, and they might have German wood, but then they got the Yugoslavian crest on top. There's that variety. Some of them are just straight up, German K98s that were just captured and used by Yugoslavia, or given to Yugoslavia too a lot of times. Yeah, the whole Mauser thing's kind of interesting. And then there's, the 24s, the 24-47s, the MP40. I think they also had a version of the I think they had a version of the PPSH. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I know Hungary did for sure, but I think Yugoslavia tinkered with those too. Okay. Yeah, their paratroopers had STG-44s. They exported a lot of them as well. Yeah. Oh, Francis is asking what kind of Tokarevs do I have? I don't know. I kind of went through it earlier. Let me try to remember. Well, I don't know if you just joined us, but I just showed about 5 different versions of the Yugoslav Tokarevs. The M70, the M70A, the M57, the M88As. So you have to go back and watch those. Let's see here. I've got Polish, 2 different Polish ones, a little bit different. And then I have Russian post-war, a couple Chinese. Got one from Pakistan, which is pretty cool. Romanian. Who am I missing here? I'm having a brain fart, guys. Remind me which one I'm missing. But yeah, let me see here. Romanian, I said that already. I'm trying to like go through the whole list in my head. Yeah. I've got quite a few Tokarevs. If you guys are into those, I think someone else said they liked them earlier. I could probably just do a stream on those. I mean, literally, I've done a whole stream so far just on the Yugo variants thereof. There's so many darn types. Yeah, the PPSH had the round barrel shroud. Yeah, I thought they had a version of it. I think Yugoslavia just kind of did whatever, right? Because it's just weird. That's why it's so interesting to collect all their guns, really. There's so many different types. Yugo M49/57. All right. Yep. Any more Tokarev comments, guys? I'm going to kind of start putting these away here and wrap it up in the next couple minutes. Let's see here. Yeah, the M56 MP40. Yeah, those are cool. All right, Mateo's got to take off, it sounds like. Irvington. I'm not familiar with that, but I do know where Louisville's at. That's kind of just like on the other side of the river, pretty much, right? Let's see. Francis says, I love Tokarevs. If anyone has a Russian Tokarev imported by Century Arms and want to sell, let me know. You specifically want one imported by Century? That kind of makes me curious, but okay. They're cool guns. So you wouldn't want like a non-import, you're saying, just a Century import? I'm messing with you. But the non-import is going to cost quite a bit more generally. Night, Mateo. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, let's see here. If I missed anything else in the comments. You know what, guys? I was going to sign off, but I have to go grab something real quick that I want to show you guys. So if you guys want to chill for just like 2 seconds, I got to run around the building to my truck, and I'm going to, I want to show you guys something to get your opinion on it, okay? So just chill for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. I just had to go grab like 50 more Tokarevs. No, I'm joking. I have enough of these with me. And I don't keep all my guns in the same place for multiple reasons. So, basically, because I don't like to be anywhere without like a whole room from them, with them around me. But yeah, so a whole box of them is about all I want to carry at once. Let's see here. Oh, Francis is saying Century imported some of the Russian Tokarovs in the early 90s before the ban on Russian imports. That's what you want. Okay. And then there's ones before that, too, that were brought over as like bringbacks and stuff, or imported before 68 that don't have any importer markings on them at all. So there's a couple different types you can get. Warsaw is getting sleepy. Don't sign off quite yet, Warsaw, because I need your opinion on this next thing I'm going to show you guys. And by the way, Warsaw, I got to give you a little props. I was trying to razz you pretty hard last night. You took it like a man. You were being pretty cool about it, so I wanted to give you a little props on that. Let's see what else I missed. PW Arms, Albert has on his. Let me go check that real quick. I'm trying to remember what mine has. Yeah. Yeah, mine's yeah. We probably have the same one. By the time you got it home was about 270. But yeah. I'm not trying to say these are really valuable, guys. I'm just saying they're a little bit on the rare side. Like you just don't see a lot of them. That's all. I think mine was $200 and something too. Let's see here. What's the gun behind me? Warsaw is asking. Lying on the counter, the one in the green blanket. I got quite a bit of guns behind me. This Yugo here, the M85. Oh, in this box right here, this is that kit I was telling you guys, by the way. I just wanted to real quick tell you, yeah, Atlantic. Remember I got this kit, but it was missing half the parts, so they ended up doing good on it. They sent me the all the rest of the parts. You can see I've kind of put the stock on it. I'm kind of halfway there. Put the lower handguard. The upper handguard's going to take a little sanding, and I just wanted to, take a little bit of time to sand it good. Where it fits, the fitment's just a little bit too tight. Same thing here. I can come back and do a little bit of fitting. But yeah, so this has got the functional folding stock on it. It's got the original length Romanian cold hammer forged chrome line barrel. And the reason this one's not an SBR is because it has this fake suppressor pinned and welded on it. Whereas my other PM90 I've showed you guys before has the original short barrel with no fake suppressor, but the stock is welded shut. So a couple different versions of this. But yeah, this will be done soon. Basically, I just need to find some access pins for it, to be honest. As stupid as that is, that's really what's holding me up right now. I have everything for this gun except for the 2 access pins for the trigger. But that's not a big deal. I just have to find it. Yeah, Warsaw, the one next to the box, that's a Type 53 Chinese. I've had that out before here. And all the rest of the parts, guys, are in the box. The gas tube and handguard, the bolt and carrier. I've got all the parts for it now. I just literally need access pins, which is cool because the way it was advertised, the way they advertised it, it wasn't supposed to come with the trigger or the access pin. So, yeah, I just want to give Atlantic a thumbs up on that. They took care of me right away, promptly shipped it to me. They had it out the same day I called them. Like I told you guys, they had sent it. Well, it came in, and it all looks legit. So, yeah. Those are pretty cool. This is I'll just grab this real quick here. This is one of my Chinese Type 53 Mosins. This is my old trusty one, the one I just like to reach for. It's smooth as silk. That accurate too, by the way. I actually kind of love this gun. I've had this gun a long time and bought a bunch of these when they were dirt cheap. And I mean like really, really cheap, guys. I bought a whole pile of them, and this is the one I kind of used the most. Okay, let's see here. What are we talking about here? PM90 kit? Yep. And then I have that other PM90, if you guys remember from a past stream, where the stock's welded shut and it's a pistol. So I've got kind of like two different versions of the PM90. JNNC, what am I going for a trigger? I don't know. I may do like all Romanian, to be honest, or I might just do a Century Rack 1. Not generally a Century fan, but I do like the Rack 1 trigger. I do. That's actually probably my favorite modern production trigger nowadays. I used to like the ALG AKT, but I'm not really liking how it's interacting with the carrier nowadays after I've had one for a while. So probably the Rack 1's my favorite. I have a whole box of Romy triggers, though. Bunches of them. There was a point in time where Classic was just blowing them out, guys. Whole trigger groups and all these Romanian accessories, they couldn't even hardly give them away. Let's see. Albert fed a Woodstock to his AMD 65 today. Donkey Dong foregrip. That's kind of interesting. So you totally got rid of the metal sheet, the sheet metal lower handguard, then I assume. Let's see here. Okay, Jay had the M44s and they got old quick. See, I've got a soft spot for Mosins. Mosins are actually up there, guys. Probably for my collecting. Let's see here. SKS, I've been at the longest. AKs are up there on my list, big time, obviously. And then the Mosins are right there behind them. I really like all kinds of Mosins. I mean, I can literally talk Mosins with you guys and just keep bringing them out for days. I need to set this up at my house, this camera and stuff, because if anyone likes Mosins, that's kind of my thing. Yeah, the Romy triggers. I don't know about the ones from Apex, but they're probably the same thing, the surplus ones. I think I have a box of them over here somewhere, actually. Let me see. Yeah, I got a whole box of Romy triggers. I'll break them up some other time. Kind of boring to look at anyways. Did I show you guys these yet? My childhood receivers that came in? Was kind of excited to get these. Polish. This is from my Circle 11. That like mint kit I was telling you guys about before. That AKMS. That's what this receiver is going to be for. Can you see? It's got the C and the P on there. And these are all their CG1 receivers. So all four of these receivers are made with the Polish blanks. What have we got here? Another Romanian. I got a couple of the Romanians going on here because I've got a couple Model 65 kits that are barreled right now and basically ready to start putting on the receivers. And then this is for my Circle 11 fixed stock. I got one of those original blued with the hardwood furniture. Yeah, how could I remember safety without the S and F? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Jay, do I do most of my builds or send them out? I'm not a big builder, to be honest. If I have a kit that's particularly valuable or very interesting, I would send that out to somebody with a pretty good reputation for build quality, first of all, and second of all, for resale value. If you have Two Rivers or Turbo, which is my Guns Northwest, and other people build your guns for you, they kind of like actually increase in value versus a home build could decrease the value of an expensive kit. So like everything, unfortunately, I don't have a simple answer on that. But if you guys can't tell yet by watching the channel so far, I'm into a little bit of everything. So it's pretty hard for me to really, give too much of an answer. Yeah, Cave. Yeah, I've started building. I'm just not a master at it, guys. I wouldn't take like a unicorn kit and build it. again, even if I could, I still might not, because I've noticed on Gunbroker, you can find something that was built from a really valuable kit. Nobody knows the builder, and it's worth like less than the kit, right? But then you have it built by someone who's a famous maker, and it can really go for some decent money. And to a point, a lot of this stuff's an investment for me, right? Like, I enjoy it right now, but let's face it, I'm investing in it. I don't want these guns to like go down in value, like all of you guys. Warsaw Patriot wants a VZ52. Those are cool. I like the VZ 52/57 better, because that's got the 7.62 by 39 chambering. The 7.62 by 45. It's cool, but not so much, because how are you going to find ammo for that, right? And I'm not a reloader, guys. I don't reload, so I kind of like to someday when I get time, but I'm running 2 small businesses. I just don't have time. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, I'll show you guys something. I was talking about the Model 65s, right? I got a couple Childers receivers ready to go with the selector markings and the cutouts for the trunnion. I got one sitting right here. All the other parts are up on the shelf in a bag, right? Oops, I almost dropped it. Jeez. The cleaning rod was loose. But yeah, there's a Model 65. What's this one? 1968. This one's going to look badass, because I've got a 68 Azovsk Russian and a 68 Tula. And then this will just look good right next to it. Like, I guess if I wanted to get really geeky, right, I could put like all the 1968 AKMs next to each other, AKMSs, just to see what they look like. But yeah, this should be pretty much good to go. There you go. All I need to do now, guys, is drill 2 holes in here and put toothpicks in it to test fire it. All right, Troll's out of here. See you later. Drive a Syrian Mauser. No, I don't. Nope. Yeah, okay, yeah, Warsaw, you were talking about the 52/57, right? Just because of the ammo. Now, from a historical standpoint, the 52 is cool, but I'd rather get a 52/57 than I would one of the 52s where they just put that insert in there. Those can be kind of sketchy. JNNC is talking about grabbing one of the Russian AKM kits from our guns. I would, but they keep going up. I grabbed mine from them a few years back, and they've done nothing but slowly go up. They go up in like $25 increments. It seems like every like 6 months for the past few years. They're nice kits. They're unissued after refurb. Both of mine were refurbed, but clearly unissued after the refurbishment. Yep, I bought a 68 Azovsk and Tula from them, and then a 69 Azovsk and Tula from them. $725 now. See, I thought they were pricey when I bought them, considering they don't come with barrels, but I'm into mine for like $550 a piece, which I thought was a lot. And now I'm starting to feel pretty good about it, right? Brasser, yeah, they have 7.62 by 45 at SG. Yeah, you can find it, but I don't think you're going to find it for like 20 cents a round, right? So I guess I should have been a little more clear. But yeah, Model 65. You guys have probably seen my other videos where I've got a completed one over there that Atlantic built. But yeah, I'll mess around with this kind of stuff. And then I want to show you guys one more thing here before I sign off. I just saw two more Yugoslavian RPKs over here. I'll have to do another Yugo soon video, because these Yugo guns can literally go on for like days, guys. Like literally days. There's just so many of them. That's why they're so cool to collect. Like it's hard to get bored and like have all the Yugo variants, right? And they're cheap too. Like this parts kit I was telling you guys about, these were 199 bucks like a year ago. They're still only 249 for the complete kit, right? Minus barrel and receiver. Okay, Albert, you must have bought one of those AMDs from CII that have like the longer barrel on them from Classic. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about for 320 bucks. Dave's a builder first and then a shooter. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a builder first. I'm more of a collector enthusiast first, then shooter, then builder. Kind of in that order. I just fool around with the building. I've got the Harbor Freight press that I think most people are using. I've got the some of the AK builder jigs. I have a couple things from Toth Tool. But yeah, I've got all the tools and stuff. I just don't really like to call myself a builder because compared to some of the other guys in our circle here, I'm not. So I just kind of lay low on that and let Zeke and Mel talk more about it, to be honest. But maybe I'll take the time to record a build video this winter. Yeah, the ones Albert's talking about, I think, are the ones with the USA barrels in them, and the barrels are actually too long. Not a bad gun. I have one of those that was pre-built, you know, complete gun by CII, and they are what they are. Let's see here. Warsaw is you're gonna blue your receiver blank. Can only get the small ass bottle of hops number 9 bluing. Oh, you can make your own. The guys were saying those crystals I bought was nothing but like stump killer. I don't know if you want to look that up. You can buy the crystals. And then Birchwood Casey makes a decent product. And then the other one that I like is actually made by why can I not think of the name of it right now? I'm just totally drawing a blank, guys. Who makes that famous CLP that they issue in the service? Whoever that is, they make a blue that I actually really, really like. Oh, well, you'd have to use a degreaser. Yeah, bluing works by doing a controlled rust of the metal. So if you don't get any bit of oil off of there, it's going to basically prevent it from bluing. Yeah. I mean, you could use a lot of different things. Some things will strip it down so much that you got to get to it quicker. It can almost flash rust on you. I've noticed that happening too. But yeah, just make sure it's super clean and then get to it quick. Like I would degrease and then blue kind of like the same day or within a few hours of each other. That's just me. I don't like to blue over surface rust because when you do, you can still see like the pitting and change in texture. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. But anyways, we were having a lot of fun last night on Zeke's stream. We was ripping on hipsters and everything, and it's kind of funny. Like maybe me and Zeke had planned this ahead of time, right? So I bought something, and I think this is hilarious, guys. But you can make fun of me all you want. But I bought something that I think one of you guys would either like to have yourself if you think it'd be funny, or you could actually like give it to someone you don't like if you want to do it that way. I think it'd be just as fun and either way. But anyways, like I said, I'm just doing this channel for fun, guys. And I got 69 subscribers last night. And that seems like kind of a landmark number, right? And I'm going to do a giveaway. So let me show you first what I'm going to give away, and then I'll tell you guys how you can get it. Now, get ready for this. This is a little bit off the cuff, but I'm thinking there might be the right kind of guys in the crowd where someone would actually think this is as funny as I do, okay? Because I think this is pretty freaking sweet. So it's something everyone can use, and it's a mouse pad. Got me? Check this bad boy out, guys. I mean, it takes a minute. There's a lot in here. Like, it takes a minute for it all to sink in, okay? And this is totally as a follow-up and in the spirit of our of our video last night. Now, personally, I would actually use this, okay? I really would. I would actually use this just as a way to put it in their eye. But another thing you could do with it that I think would be pretty funny is you could kind of give this to someone. Or maybe what you could do is your good buddy at work. Like when he's not paying attention, if you guys work in an office or even a shop, right? Shops have always got computers in them. Say the boss or your good friend at work, you could kind of take this and swap it out on him, right? So let me know if anyone thinks this is funny and likes it. And I want to give it away to somebody. Ugh. I can't tell you where I got it, guys. It's a secret, but I'm going to give this away for free to somebody. Because I can't let this cat out of the bag, if you know what I mean, right? I don't know. It takes a while, guys. You literally have to look at it for 10 minutes before you can really even appreciate it. It's so funny. It's a Rambo hipster. I mean, it's got the 50 AE, right? The Action Express going on with the, I mean, I don't know. It's okay, how about this, guys? Okay, here's what I like. I was just talking about this tonight. I like Yugoslavian guns. So you can send me a picture to my email, glockshooter79@gmail.com. Send me a picture of a Yugo gun that you have, okay? And or the other thing that I really like is if you have a Hungarian AK. So if it's Hungarian, it's got to be an AK. Send me to my email, glockshooter79@gmail.com. Send me a picture of your Hungarian AK, or if it's from Yugoslavia, it can be literally any gun whatsoever. Handgun, Mauser, AK, whatever. Send me a picture. I'm going to check in like 2 days. There'll probably only be like 5 of you that do it, or maybe only 2. So if you're the only one that does it, then you'll get it. But I just want to see a couple of you guys' guns. I'm not going to post them or anything like that. Don't worry about that. I respect your privacy. But yeah, send me a picture of any Yugo gun with your name and or your Hungarian AK that you like. Just send me the email. If there's 5 people, I'm just going to randomly pick one. If there's 2, I'll randomly pick one. If there's only 1, well, then you won. Got me? And then if you want, I'll just reply back, get your address, and I'll mail this to you. I thought you guys might like it. Francis says, my Hungarian AK is a piece of shit made by Century. Do you really want to see it? Yeah, send it to me anyways if you want to enter my little thing. I'm just trying to have fun, guys. So if anybody, if one person sends me an email, that'll be cool. Or if 5 of you do, whatever. Just send me an email with a picture of a gun in it. A Yugo gun of any type or a Hungarian AK, and it can be a Century. I don't care if it's a parts kit or whatever. That's fine. Francis is saying, yeah, tell the NRA to move restrictions on Russia and China, and the price of 7.62 by 25 millimeter will go down. Yes, and 7.62 by 39 and 5.45 by 39 and all these, everything, guys. Like an hour's worth of stuff, I could say it will go down. My email is glockshooter79, like the channel, glockshooter79@gmail.com. Did you see this, Mr. FNH, or did you just come in? Did you miss the screening? Oh boy, dick pics on the way. That's funny. Like some people do that. If you guys watch the Hank Strange live stream, they're always dick picking him, but it's not like actually dicks. It's like a guy named Dick, right? Like a Dick Cheney picture or what? You guys. Okay, Mr. FNH. Now check this bad boy out. In celebration of 69 subs, I'm giving this away. And this is something where, like I was telling the other guys, it takes a minute for it to soak in, okay? But You might want this yourself and use it with pride, you know, and just own up to it. Or you might want this to like switch out with one of your coworkers, you know, like your friend or maybe your boss you hate or something. Anyways, thought someone might have fun with this. And if I'm giving this away, so if you want to win this, Mr. FNH, email me to glockshooter79@gmail.com and send me a picture. And I want a picture of either your Hungarian AK if you have one of those, which I know you actually do, or you can send me a picture of any Yugoslavian gun, AK, Mauser, handgun, whatever it is. So you've got to be either in the Yugo club or a Hungarian AK club. And I know you have an AMD 65 video. So yeah, just send me an email, and whoever replies in like the next 2 days, I'm just going to pick someone at random and mail this to them. So hopefully that fills you in. Let's see, Warsaw Patriot. I don't really want to read that out loud because I'm not trying to start anything, but okay, here, gotcha. Hank Strange, I still watch his channel. Do you approve of this, Warsaw? Can I drink this in the stream? Is this fine? All right, guys, I'm just going to check the comments again real quick. Oh, geez, Mr. FNH, I'll let Warsaw win it. That's more his style. Oh, man. I couldn't help it. Oh, he got you there, Warsaw. You have to admit. Ooh, that's funny. But you like it, though, right, Mr. FNH? You think it's funny, I assume? Maybe. Okay, let's see what else I missed here. Oh, I know. Jay's giving everyone a heads up. They are talking about more restrictions here in November. Talking about it, so who knows? But I'm going to say probably whenever they talk about it, they usually ban. But whenever they talk about lifting a ban, that usually never happens. So based on history, I'm going to guess more restrictions coming, which is just tough right now because guns are like so cheap and there's so many good deals. And I just don't have like $1,000 to throw at some, you know, Golden Tiger or some, you know, WPA Wolf or something like that. But I have a feeling we're going to be bitching and moaning here a year from now about remembering when we could get 20-cent a round Russian ammo. Just like I complain all the time how I used to be able to get 6-cent a round Chinese 7.62 by 39. I think the 20-cent a round stuff's going to, I'm worried about it. Let's just put it that way. Let's see, if you guys have a little bit of money saved up, now would be the time to get a little bit. Oh, Mr. FNH said his kids would love it. That's funny. Oh, wait, Warsaw says he's going to let someone else get stuck with it. I'm trying to have fun, guys. SG did have the, okay, Jay says he's about to take the leap and grab 5 cases of Golden Tiger. It wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, Bradford, $70 a case, Chinese in the 90s. I remember it on sale for $60. That was like the sale price at Cabela's. Like maybe 70 or 80 was the normal price, but it did hit 60 a few times. I can remember it. Oh, maybe you're talking, I'm sorry, you're talking $70 SKSs. I'm sorry. I was saying, yep. Yeah, that too. I was saying I could get 1,000 rounds of it for $60. Ukraine, I don't know. The way they're manufacturing is, it doesn't seem like they're able to crank it out like the Russians can. And the Chinese can too. We just can't get, right? Let's see here. More restrictions. Yeah, Warsaw. They're talking about more restrictions from Russia. The president is and everyone else. So let's see here. Jay, by the way, the Golden Tiger, they had that for $199 for the last couple months. I think I saw where the Golden Tiger might have just crept up to like $209. Let me check this here. But I know when they had it for $199, that was kind of like the buyer's price right there. But you know what? Golden Tiger is pretty good. Sometimes I don't like it though with the lacquer, to be honest. Sometimes I like a Wolf military classic too. I know everyone knocks it, but I shoot a lot of Tula ammo too. The Tula ammo. So I'm honestly not going to knock that. But I understand a lot of people have had problems with it, just not me. And I've actually found in some guns, they like to bind up with that lacquer a little bit, where the Tula ammo actually feeds better in some instances. But with that said, I know it's cheap ammo. I totally get it. Okay, so yep, the Golden Tiger's up to $209.90 temporary sale. And these distributors aren't stupid either, guys. They hear a little bit of whispers about it. It goes up 5%. People start to actually talk about it. It goes up 10, 20%. It happens. It goes up 50 to 100% overnight, and then it just keeps going. If you guys have been at this game long at all, you know what happens next. Same shit happens every time. So. See, Golden Tiger's good stuff. Yeah, that's the consensus. That's what most people like. And then that new Red Army Standard, that's, in my opinion, repackaged Golden Tiger for a little more money. Wolf Hollow Point, yep. I like Wolf ammo. It all smells like cat piss, he said. I've never shot anyone with it yet, so I wouldn't know for sure how well it expands, but I assume it would. I'm joking. I know people that have shot deer with it and stuff. Yeah, the never had a problem with it. I haven't had problems. What I have had is a mag that's been loaded for a long time, where strip off the first round and then failure to feed, and you look down and it's kind of like just stuck down there in the magazine a little bit, where like the lacquer kind of like almost glued a little bit to itself. I've had that happen a couple times, as goofy as it sounds. And after that happened, I'm like, I don't really quite sing as high of a praises as I used to on the Golden Tiger. But with that said, I'd say it's, probably considered about the best there is by most people's standards. I just don't really like it as much as I did at one time. Francis, we're not saying it's necessarily going to get banned. Could it get banned? Yeah. Could it have a bigger tariff put on it? Could they restrict the amounts? Any of those three are possible. Basically, Trump's going after Russia again, it sounds like here, with more restrictions. So, yeah. I mean, the Sega's being banned. The Molot's being banned. Of course it can be banned. JNNC. Yeah, I don't think the Russian military uses the exact Golden Tiger we get, actually. To be honest with you. That's a separate topic, I know, but I don't think it's literally the exact same. And I think the Russian military usually uses mainly 5.45 nowadays anyways. Let's see here. I never really noticed it having that bad of a smell, but it does too. That Russian ammo, they definitely use a different powder than most reloaders would use here, that's for sure. Oh, geez. Bastard had to shoot a pit bull, it looks like. That's how you know. Okay, I get it now. That's how you know that the hollow points will expand. Hey, if you're defending your livestock or your pets, then yeah, you got to. Yeah, Jay, lacquered and sealed is, mil spec. I get that. I'm just telling you guys the truth. I've literally had it where the rounds just like got hung up in the mag and they almost seemed like they were glued. I hit the bottom of the mag real quick. They didn't come up, actually. I had to kind of get in there a little bit with a little bit of prying action on it, and then they pop back up. It was weird. Francis, any more restrictions on Russia, and I'm giving up on Trump. I said that in a stream not too long ago, and I think 99% of you guys didn't agree with me, and I understand why, but I can't vote for gun banners, guys. It's going to be tough the next election because Trump's already banned, and he goes and bans more. I'm going to have a hard time because I'm not going to vote for the Democrat, okay? I'm not going to vote for Pocahontas or Cory Booker. No. Or Uncle Joe Biden, crazy Uncle Joe Biden, right? No. But I don't know if I can vote for him either. It's getting bad. But just watch out. Yeah, they'll restrict. Trump will restrict. NRA will tell him to restrict. He'll restrict. Bump stocks, those are going to be gone. within days of the midterm elections, if not before. I wouldn't even. I don't think bump stocks will last a week after the midterms, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't happen like literally next week. Yeah, Trump could lift all the bans. Warsaw said he needs to lift the bans. Yeah, he needs to, but not only lift, but he needs to not do any more new ones either, right? So that's the problem. Well, yeah, of course, if Hillary would have won, see, that's the thing. It's not, if Hillary would have won, ISIS would have beat Assad. That's all true, and there's a million reasons, but it's hard. I'm not going to vote for Hillary, of course, or any of those people. But it's hard to vote for somebody that bans guns, right? If I vote for him, I'm literally like supporting gun bans. That's how I look at it. Yeah, it's a mess. Yeah, Brastard says he promised to repeal previous president's executive orders on guns. Yes, he did, and he has not done that. Not. I mean, he did stuff with like the Social Security gun ban, kind of, sort of, but he hasn't repealed any previous executive actions that I know of. Yeah, Jay. I think Jay's on to something. He says they won't let him. He's trying not to have a total rebellion from the Dems, but he's already at that point. So screw it and help the gun owners out. I agree. Just fire a couple shots in the air on your way overboard, buddy. I mean, the Dems are going to hate you or do whatever they're going to do to you, anyways. Yeah, I don't even think Trump's ever been as pro-gun as what we would have hoped. I mean, he wrote a book in the '90s where he supported the Clinton assault weapons ban and crime bill. Yeah, his son's pro-gun. Yeah, I'm sure he whispers in his dad's ear a little bit, but what does Trump Jr. even have to gain by increasing our gun rights? Or I shouldn't say increasing them. You don't need to increase. The Constitution gives all we need. Let's just say lifting restrictions, right, is what I meant to say. But you know what? Donald Trump Jr., he can own as many suppressors and as many machine guns and anything already anyways. He has so much money. He has tons of secretaries and people that'll fill out his NFA paperwork for him. So he doesn't really have much to gain, to be honest with you. These guys don't care. They can own all of it they want. It doesn't matter. The ATF was going to lift restrictions. Then that stupid Vegas shooting happened. Then they went after the bump stocks, completely killed the Hearing Protection Act. That was getting ready to go through. It was getting a lot of movement. That instantly went to nothing, died out. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens right at the most, quote, opportune times for these gun banners. It always does. Yeah, he is kind of acting like a yes man. It's weird. Trump will say a lot of stuff, but he doesn't quite always do what he says, especially when it comes to gun rights. Yeah, he just tells you what you want to hear, gets your vote, and then here's his big problem. He's under the misconception that he thinks that his NRA endorsement actually means gun owners are happy with him. He literally thinks that we side with the NRA's way of thinking, and that's where he's wrong. A lot of us don't agree with the NRA at all. But yeah, Trump's probably not as anti-gun as most of your Democrats that would run against him, but I wouldn't call him pro-gun either. He's just not quite as anti-gun as the rest. It is what it is. I like a lot of stuff he's done as president, a lot of stuff with the economy. I actually, there's a lot I do like that he's doing, don't get me wrong, but with the Second Amendment, nah. I mean, he's banned just as much as Obama, basically. If you actually do the math, and once bump stocks go through, he's actually banned more than Obama. Here's how right now, if you look at it, it's kind of getting close to being even. Obama banned the Segas. Trump banned the Molot. Obama went after the 7 and 6. Now Trump's talking about possibly going after all of our Russian ammo. So he could be worse than Obama there. Obama said no less than 3 times that bump stocks were fine. And Trump said he's getting rid of them almost instantly. And then Trump also said, and you guys can look this up if you don't believe me, he said, take the guns first, then due process later. He literally said that. Like, literally said that. So, yeah, we need to take the guns first, then due process later. You wish Ted Cruz was still in power. Hold on, guys. See that? That's who I supported. Yeah. We have to hope that Cruz beats Beto. Beto O'Rourke, the Irishman that pretends he's Mexican. It might be pretty hard for. Well, I think he's gonna win, but. And man, real quick, guys, before I sign off, you guys better be freaking voting, okay? I know there's only a few of you in here right now, but you guys better be voting. Like, it matters. And if you've got a Democrat that you really like, I'm sorry, but that's not good enough right now. Because even if you're one Democrat that's going to represent your portion of your state in Congress, it still puts Maxine Waters, okay? Maxine Waters will become a chairman of her committee, okay? Speaker-elect Pelosi, just think of how that's going to sound, okay? It's not good, guys. They pretty much got us now where it's impossible on a national level, let me specify, to even vote for like a quote good Democrat. On the state level, I think there's still it still works sometimes. But on the national level, forget it. You vote for your Democrat congressman, he can be as pro-gun as the day is long. Guess what? The leader of the party, the new leader, Maxine Waters, she'll still be running a committee. So you guys better be voting. Like, literally. If you haven't early voted, everyone in here has to. Like, you're required to vote. Like, on the 6th. It's not even an option not to. So. Let's see here. Pastor says we need to make a lot of noise or Trump won't listen. Yeah. Because he's a populist. He just wants to hear whoever screams the loudest, that's where he's going to go towards. Democrats will say Ted Cruz was supported by the Russians. Yeah. They'll say anything. Trust me. Looks like a couple of you already voted. Good. But you have to vote. Like, it matters right now. It's so close right now, guys. It's so close. The House, I mean, it's just like, it's thin. It's really, really, it's really closer than they think. Because you guys remember, they all said Hillary won no matter what. Trump doesn't even have a chance. He won. So just because they're talking about this blue wave, don't believe the hype. Don't sit at home. Like, I know my Congressman Tim Walberg, I've got a big sign of his in my front yard. Michigan 7th District. It's going to be neck and neck. If you guys listen to Hannity, he's been bringing up Michigan more than once. I'm in one of those districts right now, those battleground districts. So you bet I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote for the incumbent. He's been very pro-gun. Like I said, the whole time he's been in for, I think, 3 or 4 terms now. But it's just everything's so messed up right now. The Democrat that's running against him, she claims to be pro-gun too. Because you have to be pro-gun to win in my district, but at the same time, doesn't matter. Speaker-elect Pelosi. Chairwoman Maxine Waters. Just think of how that sounds. If that doesn't scare you, then you guys don't even deserve to own guns. If Speaker-elect Pelosi and Chairwoman Maxine Waters. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, guys, but maybe you guys have a friend you're going to talk to this week that's kind of like maybe likes to talk guns with you, but maybe he's not going to vote. So don't think I'm not trying to preach to the choir. It's just, you guys know what I'm saying. Just reminding you guys out there. Speaker-elect Pelosi. Okay? Just think of how that sounds. I remember when she was Speaker of the House, guys. It wasn't good. Wasn't good at all. Maxine Waters? Chairwoman Maxine Waters. Yeah. She'll be chairing the Finance Committee. How about that, guys? That's the committee that she'll be. Chairwoman of the Finance Committee, Maxine Waters. Yeah. Yep. You think we're going to build the wall with Maxine Waters being the chairman of the Finance Committee? Oh, I like that. White Space Marines is here. Instead of the blue wave, he said red tsunami, Second Amendment. That's how it needs to go. You know, you had Eric Holder being like, when they hit low, we kick them. You guys probably heard that. So it's like, yeah, that's fine. That's the new Democrat Party, he said. So I kind of like that attitude. Blue wave, all right, let's counter it with a red tsunami. And that's the problem, man. It used to be that they had these so-called blue dog Democrats. You know what? Joe Manchin in West Virginia, he voted for the Supreme Court justice, okay? Kavanaugh. That was just an election vote. He did that because, and he's still not guaranteed to win. I'm kind of curious how that goes down too, but he just did that to get reelected. He'll go right back with Chuck Schumer. All these guys, man, they live in these Republican red states, deep red states, where Trump won by like 10, 15, 20 points. And we've got these gosh darn Democrats in there that claim to be pro-gun, but when it comes down to it, they always listen to what Chuck Schumer says every time. You go into the House, they're going to listen to Speaker-elect Pelosi. And if you want to know what Speaker-elect Pelosi is going to do, just go back a few years and look at what she'll do. There's not even a debate. Chairwoman Maxine Waters, the head of the Finance Committee. Yeah. I don't know, Warsaw. You'd like to think they would, but you know what? We've had a lot of bad leaders in power in the past. And when it comes to gun rights, I think we might have a bad one right now. So I don't know. Now, the libertarians, here's the thing. I'm libertarian with a lot of my views, but here's the problem right now. With our two-party system, it's tough. So if you look at, like, okay, look at Indiana right now with Donnelly, the incumbent. He's going to vote with Chuck Schumer every time, okay? Our vice president came from that state. Trump won it big time. How's there a Democrat in Indiana? I don't know, but there is. And he claims that he's pro-gun, but he's not. He always supports all the gun control, along with, if you remember, the famous Manchin Toomey bill, right? Manchin's anti-gun too, of course, even though he fashions himself as a good old boys from the hills of West Virginia. Bullcrap. He's anti-gun. Anyway, so Donnelly, look, he would lose the Senate race no matter what. Pretty much guaranteed. Well, it is pretty much almost guaranteed that he'll lose it if it wasn't for the Libertarian. In Indiana right now, the Libertarian is taking 9% of the vote away from the Republican. Now, even if you think the Libertarian's the best guy ever, he can't win. He's only got 9% of the vote. But that 9% he's taking away from the Republican is going to make sure the Democrat anti-gun Donnelly is going to end up taking one of the 2 Senate seats out of Indiana. So if you guys aren't sure what I'm talking about, look it up. It's an interesting topic. Libertarians believe in a lot of other things I don't believe in. I don't vote libertarian, guys, but I do have some libertarian tendencies, I think a lot of us do. Yeah, they do support the open borders. They don't believe in really any rule of law at all, so they don't believe in border patrol. Some of the drug stuff, I think they take a little too far. I can't in clear conscience, vote for a libertarian, to be honest with you. But even if you like the libertarian in your state, just look at the fact that they could be giving the vote to the Democrat, unfortunately. All right, guys, good talk tonight. I'm going to be checking out here, so let me just make one last read through the comments real quick. Yeah, Albert said earlier, we're all sheep in their eyes. Sheeple. Yeah, sheeple. That's even worse than a real sheep, isn't it? Yeah, they're going to keep talking about Russians and all this crap forever. It's crap, guys. We all know it is. But just remember to remind your friends, man. They got to vote. Don't think it doesn't matter. Don't believe the BS you hear. They say, oh, the Democrats have already won the House. Not necessarily. It's not what they want you to think it is. We still have a chance, guys. What about U.S. conservatives? Is that a legit party that could actually get a nomination? That's the problem. All right, this two-party system we have makes it where you have 2 choices: terrible on gun rights or pretty darn bad on gun rights. So, yep. All right, guys, don't forget about this. I'm just doing this for fun. I thought one of you guys might like it. If you want to shoot me an email, whatever. And I'm gonna get going, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Familiar faces in here. White Space Marines, glad to see you here. I saw you in Zeke's shoot. Maybe you've been in here before, but I'm not sure. Anyways, guys, take it easy, and if you're watching this later, just leave a comment, and I'll get back to you guys next week. Have a good one, and vote. You must vote.